Hello, everyone. This is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. Right now, you're looking at another video as it relates to distributive property. And what we're going to do along with distributive property, we're going to break down large numbers into bite-sized pieces so that we can make the calculations a whole lot easier. And let's begin with big example one, in which we have 416 times 3. And to let you know right now, 416 times 3 will give us 1,248 if we utilize the standard algorithm. But let us go ahead and break apart 416. And we could break it apart this way. We can say that 416 is equal to 400 plus 10 plus 6. And if you add these three numbers together, you will get 416. But here's all you have to do. You have to just take that 3 and just multiply it by the three numbers down here, just like you see it. And here's where utilizing the 0 makes calculations a whole lot easier, because all we can do is multiply the 3 times the 4, and that would give us 12, and we could put it out front, and then we could tag along the two zeros. And so 3 times 400 will give us 1,200, and we know that 10 times 3 will give us 30, and 6 times 3 will give us 18, and we just add the three numbers together right here, because that's why we have the plus signs here, just to let us know that we add these numbers here at the bottom. And so we add these three products at the bottom right here, and we arrive at 1,248, just like we did when we utilized the standard algorithm. And it is okay to use this method. It may take you a few seconds longer, but why not? If you arrive at the right answer, it's the right answer. Now let's move along to big example two, in which we can take 782 times 4. And what we can do, we can take the 782, break it apart. But before we break it apart, I'm just going to let you know right now that 782 times 4 will give us 3,128. And I'm going to repeat that, 3,128. And we can arrive at that same answer by breaking apart the 782 by saying that 700 plus 80 plus 2 is equivalent to 782. And all we have to do is just multiply the 4 down here. And here's where the calculations become a whole lot easier, because all we have to do right here is say 4 times 7 will give us 28. And we just tag along the two zeros. And next thing you know, we have 2,800 plus. Remember that plus is important. And we can say the same thing right here, in which we can say 4 times 8 will give us 32, tag along the 0. And next thing you know, we have 320 plus 4 times 2, which will give us 8. And then we add those numbers together to arrive at 3,128. Makes our cat very happy. Now let's move on to big example 3, in which we have 9 times 332. We can say 9 times 300 plus 9 times 32. Yeah, that's easy to do. But we can also break apart the 332 into more bite-sized pieces that will help us do the calculations a whole lot easier. And we can say that 332 is equal to 300 plus 30 plus 2. We just multiply the 9 times those three numbers right here. Again, the calculations would make it easier, because we know that 9 times 3 will give us 2,700. 9 times 30 will give us 270. And 9 times 2 will give us 18. Add those three numbers together, and we get 2,988. And that makes us happy enough to buy a burger, fries, and a drink. And let's move on to our last big example 4, in which we have 5 times 42. And we know that 42 is equivalent to 40 plus 2. And all we have to do is just say 5 times 40 plus 5 times 2. 5 times 40 is easy, because we know that 5 times 4 will give us this 20, and we just tag along a 0, bring it down. And so we know that 5 times 40 is 200 plus sign. We have that right there. 5 times 2 is 10, and we know we can add those two together. We can even say it out loud, 200 plus 10, 210, 210, and guess what we have? 210 right here. All right, you have been given a lot of information. I wouldn't blame you if you may need to pause the video to kind of gain a deeper understanding of this concept, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a better understanding of distributive property. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.